burnout. Hey guys, pattern against user here, or rather that's the name of my bike. Anyways, had a real funny kind of instance happen the other night, and got a chance here, got off work. Well, there's still some daylight out, so I thought I'd take you to the place. Basically what happened was I was working late. I work late a lot, and kind of one of the things I like to do, I'm sure you guys do the same thing, is if I work late, I go and I just kind of bike around the city, do a nice night ride just by myself, and take a lot of pictures, you know, mostly of my bike. And kind of do stupid stuff. Anyways, usually when I do this, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning at least. But yesterday it was just after midnight, 12:30 or so. And I just installed these new lights, as you might notice. Oh yeah, somebody stole my freaking lid. Anyways, I just installed my new lights, so I was pretty proud of myself. It's been a while since I had signal lights, let alone 4 working signal lights. When I bought this bike, it came with insanely cheap ones that were always burning out, and the bulbs were like some non-standard issue bulb that basically I had to search forever to find one every time. So anyways, just put in some new lights, so I was super stoked, and I was doing my Instagramming for the night. And what I did was, one of the shots, I pull up to this old kind of trestle bridge and decided to park my bike in the middle of the bridge. There wasn't much traffic. You'll see the area is kind of out of the way. And I was going to climb up to the superstructure of the bridge and take a picture, you know, looking straight down on my bike with hazards on. So I pull my bike off the side of the road, or the very edge of the bridge, put on the hazards, climb up the top of the bridge, and just as I lean out here to take a picture, I see 4 bicycles coming up with all matching headlights. And I'm just like, oh no. Sure enough, it's 4 bicycle cops. So I'm standing here, it's nighttime, it's dark, so I'm standing there on the thing, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh man, I hope they just see my hazards and just keep going. Obviously, I don't know what bicycle cops really do, but they're not really out there looking for traffic enforcement. Anyways, but sure enough, the four bikes, they come onto the bridge, and they all stop, and one guy noticed my keys are still in my bike. So 2 of them right away, they go, oh, maybe he jumped into the river, and 2 of them break off, and they start looking down under the bridge and around the bridge to see if I jumped off. One guy, he just starts kind of geeking out over my bike, and it's really funny. You know, when a cop pulls you over, they kind of have an attitude about your bike. It's you know, I think it's because they know they don't really want to be giving you a ticket, so they tell you all the stuff they could get you in trouble for, or the stuff they, you know. So anytime I get pulled over by the police, they're always like, oh, I don't know about those lights, and oh, I don't know, that license plate doesn't seem to be quite visible enough, and I could give you a ticket for that, but instead I'll just give you this $400 speeding ticket. Lucky you. I've actually only had 1 speeding ticket. But I have been pulled over a couple times just to just to see if I had my registration and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the police have always been exceptionally friendly, so I don't mean to sound like I'm bashing the police, but I just mean if they don't know you're watching them, they geek out over your bike just like anybody else would. And you know, the officer walks up and he's like, whoa, look at this custom paint, whoa, yeah, this custom lights, look at this, he's got NOS. He looks at my overflow, he's like, imagine how fast this goes, you know. And it's just funny to hear a cop acting normal when they're always so enforcey most of the time. But yeah, so where the heck, what am I talking about? So the cops are out there looking all around for me, and the one cop's phoning in my license plate to see if it's got lots of speeding tickets or if it's stolen or whatever. And I'm just standing above them, and I'm just thinking, you know, it's just a matter of time before they look up and see me, and I'm just standing on an open web steel joist, you know, nothing hiding me from their plain view except just the darkness. And so I'm out there for about 5-10 minutes, and I'm just kind of the whole time thinking, like, should I take a picture of these 4 cops, you know, standing right below me, looking around for me, but not knowing I'm, you know, 10 feet above their heads. But I didn't take a picture, I didn't risk it. And the other thought going through my mind is, you know, maybe I should just tell them, just say, hey guys, I'm up here, you know, maybe have a laugh instead of get in trouble. But what I ended up doing was playing the ninja card. I just stayed totally silent and tried not to move at all. And the cops didn't notice me. They just waited around for about, I don't know, 10-20 minutes. Felt like forever, you know. But then they got on their bikes and just left. I guess they figured, well, I can tell they figured because I could hear them. They said they thought I must just have been walking somewhere with a jerry can. So they just carried on biking, and of course as soon as they got out of sight, I climbed down and got the heck out of there. But it's a funny thing because we were having a kind of a discussion at work today about like what rules is that breaking and what law would I be breaking, what kind of ticket would they get me for. And one of the guys in my office, he had gotten caught climbing another bridge, and they just basically gave him a whole bunch of warnings and told him he could get a criminal record and all this stuff. But yeah, so I made it out of that one. It's kind of scot-free. But it is pretty funny, all these rules we have. No climbing. Oh, thanks. That's a nice car too. Yeah.
I like that. What do you think of those headlights?
Oh, they're actually made in Calgary here. They're
Awesome.
yeah, Nemalux.
I like that a lot.
Cool. Thanks. So yeah, that's not bad. With a guy in a very nice, I think that's an M6, likes my bike. Anyways, what the heck was I talking about? Oh yeah, rules. And another story that just comes to mind here is my very first motorcycle trip. We went to Montana, and what was it, Whitefish, Montana, and there's a nice lake there, so we drove all day, and it was really hot. So we decided to go for a swim, and we're at the beach there, and I see a dock kind of out in the distance, and I'm like, hey, hey Jared, let's go. let's go swim out to that dock. It's a floating dock kind of way out there. But what I didn't realize is I haven't actually swam in like 5 years, 7 years. When you have kids, you don't really swim per se. You just kind of keep your kids from drowning. And you know, it's pretty rare that you would ever, you know, swim a lap, swim the length, or swim. So anyways, I start swimming out to this dock, and I start getting tired, and eventually I'm like, I'm gonna drown. Like, I literally start panicking a little bit, like this is the end for me. So I start doing the backstroke and just, you know, try to keep my head above water, take my time. I wasn't really in like a life-threatening situation, but I was in a legit kind of panic self-preservation mode. Anyways, I get out to this dock, you know, pull myself up, laying on it, catch my breath and everything, and my friend Jeremy comes, and Jeremy's quite the acrobat, so of course he's doing flips and dives and everything up the dock. So I come and join him, and sure enough, about 20 minutes later, this little 14-year-old kid on a paddleboard, he comes paddling up and has got a whistle, you know. He's a lifeguard, so every lifeguard needs a whistle, obviously. And he whistles at us, and he says, "No diving," you know, and we're like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, no diving," and we're like, you know, because we were, it looked like a kilometer out into this freaking lake, and so we're trying to get some answers from him, and we're like, "Well, why can't you dive here?" And he's like, "It's too shallow." And sure enough, I jumped in, and the water wasn't even 6 feet deep. It was just a really shallow lake. So that whole time, my whole you know, panicked, dreadful experience was basically based off of nothing. I just didn't want to, I just thought it was deep. It wasn't deep. I could have put my feet down the whole way. So part of me was a little bit pissy that this, you know, 13-year-old kid was blowing his whistle at me, but the bigger part of me was just happy that I didn't have to swim all the way back to shore, and I could just walk, which is what I did do, because I was tired. I was exhausted. What's funny, you don't realize getting older that you gotta like be in shape for stuff. You know, if I jumped on a bicycle like that guy right now, I would just be friggin' dead tired so fast. And yeah, I don't know, I swear, if I have a nemesis at all, it would definitely be lifeguards. Or fun guards, as I call them. I don't really get it. Like, you know, the rule should be no hitting your head on the bottom. You know? It's funny because everywhere you go in the world, you get to be responsible for your own head. You know? There's no sign on this bridge that says, no hitting your head on this bridge. Because, yeah, I'm pretty, you know, I'm not the most responsible guy, but one of the things I got under wraps is, you know, what I like to hit my head on and what I don't like to hit my head on. And so this bridge just doesn't need to tell me. I don't need a sign that says, that says don't hit your head on this. So anyways, one of the things I'd like to do, if I had balls, is I would steal that lifeguard stencil, you know, the one that goes all around the pools. I would steal that and spray paint it on the sidewalks and everything, you know, just as kind of a joke. Then I could stand there with a whistle and yell at the lady with the French bread, "No diving!" Anyways, the funny thing about that, this whole little one-sided conversation is I married a lifeguard, of course. So whenever we go to the pool, and I always want to act like a jackass, always gets just a little bit under her skin. But we make a good team at life, so what are you going to do? But even funnier, when I was first dating my wife, actually literally our first date ever, you know, I'm pretty smart, so I planned it that we'd go swimming. You know, typical guy. Just wanted to see my wife in her bathing suit. Anyways, so what ended up happening is we had to do some running around for the school we worked at. So we had the school van kind of in town and we had some time to kill, so I said, hey, let's make it a date and go swimming in this, you know, 2-hour break while we had to pick someone up at the airport. And so the first kind of jump I did off the diving board, I was gonna do a trick, and then I thought, oh no, I don't want to look like a show off. So I just did like a funny little stupid rollerblade jump off the high diving board. And then the second time I was like, oh no, I better I better do something impressive here. So I go up to the 5 meter, which is the highest one they have there. And just gonna stand up here for a sec. I go up to the 5 meter and I decide I'm gonna do like a big kind of a front flip spin. But what I do is I take kind of the longest, biggest running jump I can, so I look most impressive to this girl. And is it still a motovlog if I just park and walk around? So I do my biggest jump I can do, and as I'm running off this platform, I didn't really pay attention, but they put every 5 meter diving board is just solid concrete, but this one has like a mat, so if you were to fall on it or bang your head on it, because you can't be responsible for your own head at a swimming pool, my feet slipped on the mat, and kind of, because the 5 meters don't have any spring, you kind of got to rely a lot on your takeoff, your initial takeoff, to get your flip rotation and all that. So I'm flying through the air, and my feet I got no rotational force off my feet. My feet just slipped straight out behind me, and I can't, I'm trying to tuck my head under to flip, and I can't do it. So I know I'm gonna belly flop, and what I do is I put my hands out just kind of straight in front of me like this, and save a lot of the pain that I would get in my belly flop. But what happened was all the force of the impact of the water I took right in the face, and so I come up out of the water, and you know, I see Crystal's laughing at me, and I kind of start laughing, and then basically both my nostrils just start bleeding profusely. And like, I mean, insane. Like, I've had a lot of bloody noses. I do MMA, I get punched in the nose a lot, and it bleeds a lot. But this was kind of almost unbelievable amount of blood. And of course, both nostrils bleeding into the water. And the water just kind of really exacerbates the problem. It just, as the blood mixes with the water, it just gets so, it just looks like even more blood, obviously, as because it dilutes it. So I basically look like a shark attack victim here. Just everybody just gets out of the pool because everybody's so grossed out. And as I climb up on the edge of the pool, I'm just leaving a giant trail of blood. And one of the lifeguards grabs the bucket and just starts bucketing all of the blood into the pool, and just kind of ruined everybody's moment there in the deep end of the pool, not gonna lie to you. So anyway, so there's no diving in the shallow end, but there's not one rule about not belly flopping off the 5 meter. And then of course I get kicked out of the pool, you know. What the heck. So here's the little bridge that I parked at. As you can see, it is not very high at all. I'm kind of excited to look at it in the daytime too, because I was here at night and I couldn't really see. I've never been here in the day, but let's go here. So nice to have signal lights. I just keep wanting to change lanes and change lanes and change lanes. Oh, there's not going to be any parking here. Oh yeah. Score. So burnout. So yeah, let's go through the crime scene. It's hard to imagine somebody standing up in that truss right there and not noticing them. I don't know what the camera's picking up, but it's pretty clearly in my field of view. So yeah. Nice. So I parked my bike here. I don't know which one exactly, here probably. And parked it right there with the hazards on, and then I climbed up right there. And that's where I was for, 20 minutes while all these police officers were looking for me. But yeah, pretty funny. Anyways, I don't know what law I'd be breaking. I don't see any signs or anything. But I'm sure I would have gotten some sort of trouble. Yeah, rules are funny. If you took early, man, and you showed them a nice, bike like an S1000, brand new 2016 juicy S1000, and said no, oh, my bike's always dirty. You can drive it, but you can't drive it that fast, just rules. Like, the rules should be no hitting people, not no general speed limits, just for fun, and probably the whole concept Well, what happens if you do drive it fast? Well, you get a piece of paper, okay? And what's the piece of paper do? Well, nothing, but it just means you gotta hand somebody else a bunch of pieces of paper. Did you make the paper yourself? No, I didn't make them myself, but I just gotta give these guys them. You know, this whole concept of rules. And I think with early man, the rules were simple. You know, if you don't eat, you die. If you don't drink enough, you die. If you don't find a warm enough cave, you die. These are the rules of life, you know. And eventually a bunch of them figured out, hey, if he does the hunting and I do the if I do the farming and Jimmy makes the caves or the shelter, then we've got a lot more time to dance around the fire. And I'm pretty sure, you know, despite despite whatever picture of food you just posted on Twitter, or despite the picture of your motorcycle that you posted from right above it, that was probably the height of humanity, when the rules were still simple and the best thing to do was to dance around the fire. As soon as that developed, then came free time, and then came a whole set of more rules, you know, slowly but surely. That is the store where I got my headlights. Nemalux. Anyways, I don't know if there's a solution to rules. maybe society needs lifeguards. Maybe we don't. It is funny though, when you have kids and you realize how dangerous pools are. The pool we take our kids to for swimming lessons, there's a minimum of 8 lifeguards standing by at all times. And it's like, what are we doing as society that we have an activity where you need 8 people making sure you stay alive? So maybe we can't be trusted with our own heads. Maybe I can't be trusted not to drive my bike too fast and crash.